Good morning. Well, it's morning here in Arizona. It's just past morning, actually. So I'll say greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. I am so excited about making art with you today. I teach classes once a month, and I am just missing that. I'm missing the camaraderie that we share and the just seeing all those beautiful faces that I've come to love. So it is not showing up on my computer yet that it's going live. Will somebody tell me that it's going live? There we go. There we go. Okay, I heard something ding. I'm just going to start talking. You know how I do. So, it's weird that I don't have you to talk back to me. But, you know. Oh well. Let's just get, started. So here are the places to find me on Facebook. Where you are right now, you're watching me on Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs. Do not go to the Ann Corbiere-Scott page. That is for my family. And I have a great big family. I have 73 first cousins. To follow me on Instagram, Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs. My email, AnnCorbiere-Scott-Designs@gmail.com. And I have a private Facebook group for people who've taken my class. And now you'll be a person who's taken my classes. Let's get artsy with Ann. And it's within my Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs group, Facebook page. Anyway, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to create a whole page of funky homes, all kind of different, and you know, anything that I do is always kind of funky, but and whimsical. So what I wanted to do was document this weird place that we are, but in a fun way. You know, there's enough doom and gloom and blah out there. So I just figured, you know what? Let's see if I can pull you up there. I can see you. I kicked Jeff out, so he is. Oh, you're sideways. Oh, golly. Okay, so how about that? Is that better? So what I did was I just went from the bottom. So I don't measure anything. I'm just using this ruler to make a kind of straight line. So I just did a little square in the bottom, and in that bottom I'm going to write stay home, because that's what we're all having to do. But you could write shelter in place, or you could, you know, whatever you ding dang please. Anyway, I'm just going to fill this as much as I can with my letters. And you know, it's okay if your letters are kind of funky, because this, believe me, is going to be a very funky project. So then I'm going to put S and do my Y over here, and T and A, and I like to mix up capitals and small, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, then I'm just going to start to build my stacks of houses. So I just used the ruler to create some like this. Then I did a kind of a little flat house over here. And then you could do, I wanted them all to touch, because I wanted it to just be like a great big, almost like a cityscape, but I wanted it to be all super, all different homes and all different, I wanted it to look like houses not so much apartment buildings, but it could if you want it to be. So just start drawing your lines. So you kind of get my idea. And then what I did was I made all different kinds of roofs. Like I did some pointy ones like this, and it's okay. I'm gonna keep, we're doing it in pencil so that we can erase if we need to, but don't get too hung up on that kind of stuff. I promise, it's not that, nothing I do is precise. And I have lots of fun making art. So if you want to have lots of fun making art, get over yourself and don't be too precise. Does that sound like it's like a regular once a month Saturday class at Scraps of Love, girls? Don't get too, and if you turn your camera, it might be better. Let's see. If I turn it like that, is that better? Can you guys see that better? You tell me. It's not, oh, whoa. So I need to move up a little bit, looks like. I wish you could see this whole command center I've got here. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, you're gonna just start with all different kinds of roofs. Like this one, I was like, oh, maybe it could be kind of like a New York skyscraper. So maybe I'll make like a little fence up here. I don't know. This one, I did, in the end, this is what we're kind of going for. Can you see that? This is the one that I've done already, painted, and I'm still going to continue to add to it, because that's the thing about art journaling. You're never really ever all the way done. And you know what? And you don't have to be. But I will say, once we start painting, what I did in this art journal was every time I had a little bit of color, I just created this kind of mid-century, just blobs of color on this side. And when I do that, then next week we'll do something fun with that. So just as you're playing with your color, as you're painting over on this side, just open your book up and paint on this side. Okay? So let's see. So now you kind of get the idea. So you want it to look like stacks and stacks and stacks of houses. So down here, I'm going to make a little short house, maybe. So I'll erase this line, right? And we'll do a roof like that. So we'll erase this line. And then, like once you start, so we could do another one right here. Do another line here. This is where you can kind of get fun. Like we can add some cute little add-ons, like some scallops and all manner of things. So this one, I thought it would be fun to do kind of a diagonal line like this, so it's kind of like a castle. So that's kind of fun and cool. And then that'll be fun to paint too. Whoops, there goes my ruler. And then we're gonna start to add windows. So maybe some tall, skinny windows on this one. I drew another one where I drew kind of like a little balcony. That might be kind of fun. And remember, this is just funky. Don't get too freaked out about it's not perfect, blah, blah, blah. Because you know what? We're going to add so many other layers of stuff that all that other stuff isn't going to matter. And remember, we're just doing this to do a little self-care this morning. or today, I should say. Anyway, so this is, I hope that you guys are all starting to draw. And then here, I will show you, here's the one that I've been working on for a while. I started to, well, you can see, it depends, I guess, on the size of your art journal. But then I just started to fill in with windows and doors. So I did some kind of like a little cottage. I did some like a painted lady in San Francisco. So maybe we do like another layer of scallop here. I hope everybody is doing well and taking care of themselves during this crazy time. I need to kind of stand up. What kind of paper am I using? I am using, so Rhonda, let's see, Sylvia. So I will tell you that I use whatever I have. I'm not a super picky person, so this is I think it's a Diane Reevely, one of her journals from 100 years ago when I did a class that I started and I didn't finish. But then these little art journals are, let's see, this one, I think they're both Strathmore Mixed Media, and I just, you know what, I don't care if the pages get wrinkly. I don't, I just like to make art. So does that help? Can you go back to the other image? Which image? This one or this one? You tell me, Stephanie. That one? Lenora, are you on the reservation right now? That's interesting. I thought you would stay down in the valley. How's your family up there? The pencil one. Okay, there you go. So anyway, I'm just going to continue to add to it. Like this one, I drew a little frame around it. I mean, you can do whatever you want, I do have some little patterns that I've drawn for past classes with some kind of Scandinavian kind of, some Scandinavian folk designs that they're inspired by that. They're certainly not authentic, just my version. And here's some more. And if you want, I will take pictures of these and put them in the comments later on. I hope that helps. That's kind of just what I did to, hi, Stephanie Prince. I miss you. Gosh, it just seems crazy, doesn't it? That we've all just been holed up forever and a day. Keely, it's at Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook. Not Anne Marie, just so you know. Let's see. Oh, yes, I will take pictures and put them. Hey, Seth. I will take pictures and put them in the comments. So then you just have them as reference points. But just note, they're just kind of doodles from my brain. Hey, Timmy. Anyway, so I just hope that you just start to draw and get funky and, hi, Olga. Where's Euless? Where's that? I will continue to fiddle around with these, and I told somebody that, you know what, I usually teach 3 classes on one Saturday a month. Hey, Krista. It's 6 hours of class. Well, I'm not going to do 6 hours today, but I thought that we could do some fun. The great state of Texas. Hey, Pam from Alaska, how are you? I was just thinking about you the other day. You were one of my first people to take my my Bible journaling class. Remember we did Mary and we did those gilding flakes and, you know, that was fun. So let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, I was talking about my classes. So I usually do 3 classes. I usually do Bible journaling and then whimsical lettering and then wordsmith art journaling. So I just thought that I would do something kind of different today because there's no way that I could do all 3 of those classes on here. But if you like this, I will, hey, Tessa's mom, I will do some more of these if you like them. This is my first one, so be patient and nice because I really don't know what I'm doing. But I do know how to draw and paint. So, oh yes, hearts and likes, hearts and likes. It just makes me laugh when people say hearts and likes, hearts and likes. So my friends are teasing me about that. So if you are feeling like you're ready to start painting, is anybody ready to start painting or are you still drawing? Barbara, I will figure out a way to do some Bible journaling. Okay. Let's see, what was I going to say? So I'm just going to give a disclaimer right now. This is how my brain works. I just kind of start and stop. Because I think sometimes my brain maybe goes faster than my mouth, but that could possibly be the opposite. Anyway, just, you know, everybody who's been in my class at the store knows to just kind of get me back on track. So I am going to continue to work on this a little bit. So I'm going to sit down. I've been standing so I can read your comments, but I'm going to sit down so I can draw some more because that's kind of my comfort zone. So I'm going to draw on this one a little bit more. And then I was going to say I didn't want to focus on the Rona at all because, you know, what can we do about that? Not much. Just stay home and, you know, wash our hands. So I do need to drink some more Diet Coke. It's right here, Keels. It's right here. I will say that I thought it would be cool to put some positive home messages because, you know, we could live someplace where we weren't able to just be in our comfortable homes. We didn't have food in our homes. We didn't have running water, right? So, you know, life's not really that bad for us. So this one I did, this is our happy place and home is where the heart is. I left some of the houses blank so that I could put some more, I could put some positive home messages. And while I was searching for some, I found this coolest word. So it's called fika, F-I-K-A. It's a Swedish word and it means a moment to slow down and appreciate the good things in life. Shut up. Is that like the most perfect thing or what? So I'm going to be sure and put that one on this one. That one on this one. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm going to start adding little bits and pieces. Like on this one, like, and you know, these are just whimsical homes. They can be whatever you want, right? We don't have to, there's no rules. Like this one just happens to have a big flower painted on it. Oh, and this one too. And then I thought I would do some hearts in here. Because why not, right? Then maybe we'll do like a long window here. That might be cool. So this one I did kind of like scallopy roof. This one I was thinking on this one, I did kind of a, almost like a shaker roof, like reminiscent of my friend Carolyn's house. So I thought I would do just some kind of rectangles with a little bit of space in between. And then when you get to the end, just act like you just keep going, right? And then underneath, you're just going to stagger it, right? And I know that some of you might freak out about your pencil, but you know what? I'm just making my pencil lines work for me. So I am painting right over them and then making them part of the scenery. Because then I'll go over with my black pen. See there? Oh well. This is just art journaling. This isn't like life-saving serum. It's not the corona test. It's just for fun. So let's get back to our little shaker roof. So maybe come back up here and make one more layer up here. So is anybody watching anything good on TV? I refuse to watch the news because it just makes me mad or sad. So just tell me like some nice shows that you're watching. We just watched a show on Netflix called The English Game. Lynn Henson, have you watched that one? It was written by Julian Fellows, who wrote the Downton Abbey. But it's all about the game of soccer, which they call football, you know. But anyway, ooh, it was so good. Hey, Marissa and Adriana, how are you? I hope that you're watching and you're painting a picture. And I will, next time I bring some art supplies over for your mom, I hope you show me what you painted. I bet you could draw your house. That would be cool. Oh, that would have been cool. I could have drawn like a little version of my own house. That would be kind of cool. Anyway, if you notice, these are all kind of just comical and whimsical. Nothing's too precise. Like I said, I don't measure anything. I just want to have fun, you know? There's too much in life that's already so serious. Let's just have fun on this Saturday. Is everybody still working? Is everybody not working? If you're not working, I'm sorry to hear that. But I hope that, let's see. Oh, the name of the show is The English Game. And let's see, unforgettable British crime drama on BritBox. And Broadchurch. Oh, Broadchurch is so good, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it just makes you dream of like the days that we can finally travel again. So this one looks kind of, so this one I drew kind of like a castle, because, you know, that's fun. And this one is looking kind of looking Dr. Seuss-ish, isn't it? So maybe I'll make funky windows like a Dr. Seuss windows would be. I don't know. We'll make some stripes. What time are we? Let's see. We are almost a half an hour. Oh, we could make this whole thing stripes. That would be cool. We could make it kind of rainbowy. I was gonna say that let's do some more scallops right here. That everybody should, you know, you can use whatever watercolors you just happen to have. I have every kind of watercolor there's known to man. I have really expensive ones down to a set of Crayola washable watercolors with 16 colors, I think. Oh my gosh, they have the most brilliant, beautiful colors. Hello, Brenda Phillips. I remember you. How are ya? So are you back in Canada? I hope that all is, you traveled well and you know, everything is fine up there. What was I just saying? Oh, I need somebody, you know, usually in class somebody will go, Anne, you were talking about blah, 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 whatever. Is anybody trying any new recipes? I made chocolate chip cookies that I had to put in the freezer because you know what? Good gravy. Oh, let's do like a long window down here. Right? It can just be whatever we want it to be. Oh, and you know what? I'm filling it up. So I need to, this one is the one I need to leave blank to put the fika in because that was so amazing. Oh, watercolors. Thanks, Keels. So anyway, just know that you can use whatever watercolors you want. The trick to watercolors is to take your time. Ooh, Louisiana. Well, I did eat some cookie dough before I made the cookies, Keely. It was, and seriously, that's what I was craving. Disgusting, but true. And it was delicious. So, like I said, I have pretty much all of the, I have high-end watercolors down to these. But look at the colors. They're so beautiful and brilliant. The only difference is that when you use a cheaper watercolor, you're going to need to use more to get good saturated color. But that doesn't mean like blob a whole bunch on there. It means, so you're going to get your paintbrush wet and you're going to just put some water in your watercolors. And then this is what I call a paint cloth. It's just an old dishcloth that's kind of a weird shape. So, you know. So let's see. So you're just going to do light layers. Just like a light layer, kind of a washy layer of color. So once it's on there, see how much darker that is? But if I just wet my brush one more time, then I can really spread that blue without getting too many streaky lines. But I will also tell you that I do have a couple of tricks for, I like it when it kind of blooms into another color, but this time, oops, we're going to, we might not want as many. So do you see how it's getting a little bit right here? Do you see how it's getting like a little bit splodgy right here? Look, if you just go in with your well, I just cleaned off my paintbrush. I almost said toothbrush. And then you're just going to just slowly work that out. See what I mean? With watercolors, you just need to take your time. And that is a good thing during this time. It's nice to focus on something other than the Rona. So if you are so inclined, I've been doing some videos over on my IGTV on Instagram. Every couple days I try to do some more art journaling entries. I could do a Bible journaling one. You know, we can do whatever we want, right? We live in America. Okay, so there's some blue. Let's see, what are the questions? What colors do I have in the tin right here? I have all of the Prima watercolor confections. I have Currants. The ones that I use the most are Currants, Classics, and Tropicals. I hope that helps. Currants because it's all blues and greens, and that's kind of, I'm just kind of on a roll with that right now. Let's see. How can you, if you have too much water? You know what? Just dab it with your paper towel. If you have too much water, dab off that excess, and then just start to slowly, build that up again. So you might, if you have an area that has too much water, you might dab off the excess, and then let that dry for a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to put you over here. Let it dry for a little bit so you can move on to something else and then come back. Tropical, Charlotte, you will love the tropicals because they're bright and beautiful, and between the tropicals and the classics, you'll be set because there's a really great pink in the tropicals. So another thing you might do, Candy, is if you have too much water, if you dry off your brush, you can just kind of roll your brush into the excess, and do you see how it's kind of taking it away? That would help too. Okay, so let's paint a little bit more. So I kind of dig that it has some little bloomy, I might paint inside each little square. I don't know. We'll see. The tropical paints are by Prima. They're called, they used to be called Watercolor Confections. Now they're by, it's the same company, but it's like Prima is the parent company, and Art Philosophy is the company that they go by now. But I bought mine so long ago, they're all Prima Watercolor Confections. Hey, Marion! In Sherwood, is that near Scrapendipity in Calgary? We just did some stamps for them. So I'm going to just start painting while you guys, I hope you're painting, or I don't know, maybe you're still drawing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We will just continue to create together. So I'm going to make a little bit darker blue roof because I think my flower I'm going to do in yellows and oranges because those are opposites on the color wheel. I have every kind of brush. Seriously, every kind of brush. I have the crappy one that came in those Crayolas. I have Dina Wakley's. I have some really nice silver black velvet. I have, I don't even know what that is. Fine red sable, who knows. I have some from Plaid, who knows. I have every kind of brush known to man. You know what? I just use kind of what I like. Anyway, but I will say that a good investment, and you can get them anywhere. You might think about trying to support your local scrapbook stores during this crazy time. They are almost all taking online orders or email orders or phone-in orders. I have ordered from a bunch of them these past couple weeks because, you know, everybody can't have everything, and we want them all to stay open. We want them to weather this storm just like us and be there when we're done with this craziness. What was I just talking about? Oh, something that everybody should invest in is a color wheel. A color wheel is, that's what we were going to focus on this year. And we did for the first couple months. And then everything just went kind of crazy. But every month I've been trying to really focus on a little bit more color theory. We've covered, we've created a color wheel in our art journals, and we've created, we've mixed some colors. So let's see if I can find the, color wheel. Maybe it's not in this one. Oh well. Anyway, I will find it, and then I'll post that on the Corbiere-Scott Designs page too, because it's just important to, you know, I'm a lifelong learner of the color wheel. It's sometimes it can be a lot, and sometimes it doesn't have to be. But if you can just learn colors that coordinate with each other or complement each other, or the ones that don't, I'm telling you, you will see a huge difference in your painting, in your quilting, in your whatever. You can purchase them from, so I know Scraps of Love in Peoria, Arizona has some. I was just there the other day. They have some, and that is, their phone number is 623-972-0600. If you want, I can put that information in the comments afterward. If you tell me where you're from, Barbara, I might be able to find a paper art store that's near you. So let's start to paint another house. Hey, Fauna. I'm telling you, the color wheel it'll change your life. With anything, you'll see the difference everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit of this, some more of these Crayolas. Let's make this house orange. Oh, well, that's not orange, is it? It's yellow. That's the thing, though. Sometimes they look like one color, the Crayolas. So right now I'm using a Dina Wakley brush from her mixed media set. But like I said, I don't discriminate. I just like what I like. Sometimes I just kind of go on size and kind. Like these are all round brushes. Do you see how the end is pointy like that? That's a round brush, and that, I like that for filling in. A flat brush is nice if you have like a big area to fill in, but I can make a round brush work too. So now I'm going to take a little bit of the orange, and I'm going to mix it over here. I'm going to mix a little bit of the orange and a little bit of the yellow, right, on this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. On this palette that doesn't belong to that set of paints. There, do you see? I'm going to mix the orange and the yellow, and now I'm just going to come. So you need to figure out a side where your light source is. So I'm going to have my left, well, let's see, whatever. This side of my page be the dark side. This side be the light side. So my light source is coming from the right. So, and then that could be possibly backwards. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to start to build the dark on this side, under the window. But do you see how it's ever so slight? And I just kind of do this little bit of a pouncing kind of motion. I'm going to come down here. Oops, that's too much. And I'm going to fill in here. So do you guys feel like an hour is too long? Do you feel like you want to keep going? Because we are at, what are we at now? It is 12:39. So you let me know how you're feeling about it. So I painted this yellow again down here, and now I'm going to take that mix of the orange and the yellow, and again down here, start to build that dimension. Hey, Linz. Thank you so much for just being in my life. So are you guys okay to just keep going? Hey, Ray. Hi, Mom. Hey, Trisha from Tucson. Is it rainy down there? It's sure looking like it's going to rain up here in Peoria. Okay. All right, Keels. I see you. Okay, then I'll keep painting too. If you need to knock off, I understand. You know, I could just sit. I'm just sitting here at my kitchen table. So you know what? I could paint all stinking day. So let's see. I did some yellow there, and this is feeling dry now. So let's take this yellow that I mixed up over here, and I'm going to start the inside of this flower. I'm going to do some more. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange. There we go. Oh, this one's much orangier. So I'm going to do the same thing on this. I'm going to be consistently building the dimension from the left. If you do the right, that doesn't really matter. It just means the most important thing is that you are consistent throughout your whole painting. Have your light source be the same on your whole painting. So now I'm going to come in with a little bit of that orange. And I will post the finished ones on the Corbiere-Scott Designs page too, so you can kind of see where I went with it. Because, you know, be surprised, it could be something totally different. You never know. Okay, so now I'm going to do the left side of this window and underneath, and then I'm just going to pounce it out. I'm going to do in between all of these little scallops, because, you know, in that little crevice, it's going to be dark. Darker than out here. So we're going to take a little bit of this orange here and move on down here. Can everybody see what I'm doing there? It's so weird. I wish I could hear you talking to me. But I guess we'll survive. So I'm feeling like that's kind of harsh, so I'm just going to clean my brush, and then I'm going to come back, and I dried it off on my cloth, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to continue to pounce that out. You can just keep adding layers. If you just keep going little by little by little, you can add more layers. If you go on with one big thick layer, not so much. I'm just going to say. So Stephanie, Prince, what are you watching? Let's see. I'm lonely too, Linz. I am lonely too. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, that's so cool, Sue Parker. Hello, Sue and her 3 friends. How are you? I hope you're all, we are saying good things. We are, Linz. I know. It is, but I will say, I'm like so excited when the UPS guy comes with a package. So I have like see somebody else's face, and you know, we have started to. My friend did make us some masks, so we have started to wear those, which is another weird thing, isn't it? That you go out and it's everybody's wearing these masks, and it's kind of like it's starting to be a little bit normal. But you know, I would way rather have that than the coronavirus, that's for sure. So I was thinking, let's see, I just thought of something. So I have like 9 million colors around here. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this green that's kind of olivey, I don't know. And I mix a bunch on my palette, so it's not like a straight color ever. Let's make this little house a house. It's very Lindsay-esque, this little house, isn't it, Linz? I'm telling you, I take classes from everyone because I just feel like you can learn something from everyone. I take classes from Lindsay, my lovely friend and mentor. I take classes from Alyssa Burke. I've taken classes from Danielle Donaldson. You know what? I just want to keep learning and, you know, you're going to pick one little tip up from somebody and then you're going to just fly with that because you're going to be able to apply it to a million different things in your life. In your creative life, in your regular old life. Ooh, that green is pretty, isn't it? I did a little virtual art class with my great niece and nephew yesterday, and I'm thinking I might do that as one of my little videos this week on Instagram. Is everybody on Instagram? No, I don't think you can take too many classes either, Keels. There's so many you know, there's something to be learned from everybody. And I just want to keep on up in my painting game and my drawing game and my lettering game, you know. So now I'm coming in with a little bit of that, a little bit more of that green and building my edge here. And then I'll let that dry and I'll move on to something else and then come back. I will say that I like to draw, you know, everybody's different. I like to do everything in pencil first. Miss Lindsay, not so much. Because I tend to change my mind. But I also, I've learned to kind of work with my pencil lines because my stuff is so kind of whimsical and not precise at all. I've kind of learned to just kind of work with it. But the other thing, what was I just going to say? Have you noticed a pattern of me keep saying the same thing? It'll come back. It always does in some shape or form. Let's see. Let's do orange. We haven't done anything orange in a while. I like to pull my paint from the little pot and move it onto the palette over here because I might want to do a little bit of mixing. So if you add a little bit of, the more water you add to your paint, it'll be thinner and washier. If you add white to it, you're going to get kind of a tint. And if you add black to it, you're going to get a shade. So you can create like so many different levels of color with one color of base paint. So, let's see. Well, we're going to do some orange. This door would be cool orange. But this brush is big, so I'm going to need to be kind of careful. But you notice I'm not too precise. It's a skinny line. Oh, Stephanie Prince, what are you watching on TV? Brush? Ick, Lindsay. I'm sure we have, we all have household chores that there's no way you can get out of them now. Everybody's home. I called my friend Krista the other day because I had some extra puzzles because my husband is a puzzler. So I texted her and I said, hey, are you home? Nobody's going anywhere. Hey, Debbie Boring, how are you? Let's see. Will this be on Instagram? I don't know that I can move Facebook Live stuff to Instagram, but I will put the finished projects on Instagram, and I'll put them here too. So I hope that helps, Jamie. No, Maggie, sorry. It will be saved on Facebook, yes. So then you can go back and, fiddle around and play with colors and patterns and all that jazz. I did want to talk to you about lettering. If some people are going to leave, and I'm not teaching Lindsay anything new, but so what I did after I was done painting and everything was dry, I took I have a Micron 005, nice and thin, and a Faber-Castell small fine line artist pick pen. And the reason I like both of these is because they're waterproof. And you notice that we're using, let's see, there, is that better? We're using watercolors. So we want to make sure that you can paint over it some more if you'd like. And it won't move. Both of these won't move with water-based products. So what I did was, so once your painting is all done, right, and you kind of have worked out your kinks however you want, I came back and went over my pencil lines with the Micron because it's super, super skinny. But I will tell you, here's a trick. The higher up you hold your pen, the looser your lines will be. And so if you want it to kind of look sketchy, that's a fun way to achieve that effect. And then, so the lettering here I did with a straight watercolor brush. I'm sure I used probably this one, super thin. It's a, what is it? It's a 0, I think. Anyway, I just painted super thin lines, right? And it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be, a hand is making this, not a machine. Right? So then I painted home and I just went away, let it dry. Then I came back with my Micron and I went around each letter, a little bit extra around each letter, so then it kind of almost looks like it has a white frame in some places. But like I said, I hold my pen up super high and I go around it a couple of times. And if you go around it a couple of times, you're going to get that sketchy, funky look. And I'm telling you, you'll be so happy because you have to kind of just let go of the idea of it being precise. Right? And then I wrote stay in small letters over here, but up the side of the H. So I'm going to go, I think I might have, let's go over them again with this thicker pen, with the small Artist Pitt pen, because it's kind of like one step up from that micron. So it's going to be a little bit thicker, and it's going to be a little bolder there. When I was doing the lettering inside of the houses, I just used my pencil. So let's do that word. Let's see. Fika. So let's just do fika down here. We know what it means. So I'm going to do F-I-K-A. Okay, so let's go over it with the Faber-Castell because it's a little bit thicker. Oh, to have good eyes again. Yikes. So I'm going to give these letters some feet. See that? So it just kind of adds a little something, something. There you go. Now we know what that means. So I drew it on. Sometimes I draw them on with the pencil. Sometimes I draw them on with the pen. And then, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I gotta take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was when you have, so remember that we did some, for me, I did my shadows to the left, right? Well, any place that's like, where you know it would be dark inside. So in between these little shaker tiles, you know it's going to be dark in here. So we're just going to take our micron or whatever skinny pen you have. You're just going to create some dots in there, and that's going to create some more dimension. It's going to give some depth, right? And you, and it's just kind of mesmerizing. You're just going to kind of get lost in it. But you'll see the difference when you, after you've done it. And here's my other big tip for the day. As you're painting along, every now and again, take a break. Walk to your front door. Go put some laundry in the washing machine. Go watch something else on TV. Go walk around your block. Then come back. I'm telling you, when you come back, you're going to see it with fresh eyes, and it's going to look so much better, because right now we're like right on top of it, right? We're like, you're so fully intent on this roof or this window or whatever that you're not seeing the whole thing. You're not seeing the big picture. Another thing I will say is I made a point to put yellow in all of my windows because I wanted it to be bright and cheery. I did not want it to be dark and dreary. So if you want yours to be dark and dreary, you can make your windows all dark. But I wanted mine to be nice and cheerful. Let's see. Who's saying what? Bye, Lens. Ooh, Tessa, if it's raining at your house, it's coming. It's coming back over to me. Let's see. You know what, Brenda? I do not have any color in between between my houses. I made them all touch because I wanted it to be, I am home. Ha ha ha. Hey, that would be a fun coloring sheet. Stay tuned, girls. Stay tuned. Something fun is coming. If I could just master technology. It's getting darker here, but not, no rain yet. Oh, that would be cool candy with all churches. Ooh. Jeff knows that I just need one more thing to inspire me to do some more drawing, you know? So okay, we're right at 1 hour now. Is everybody okay to continue on, or are you feeling like you're ready to wrap it up? I've never done this before, so you let me know where everybody's, how everybody's feeling, how everybody's, if they're still painting. Cindy, it's dark over here. You must live like maybe a little north of me, in Peoria. So I'm going to keep painting until somebody tells me, okay, I'm ready to wrap it up. Let's give it like 15 more minutes and then we can wrap it up. And then I will post, I will continue working on mine and I will post on, right here on the Corbiere-Scott Designs. It's not a dry cough, I promise. But please remember to follow me here. Follow me and like my Facebook. Can everybody see that? My Facebook group. You need to answer the 3 questions for the private Facebook group. Let's Get Artsy with Anne. And follow me and like Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook. And follow me on Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Instagram. And if you want to talk to me, just email me or leave me a message on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you want. And Corbiere-Scott-Designs@gmail.com. And be watching because we have something huge coming. I can just hardly wait. I can just hardly wait. So I will post this on in the photos in a comment on the website too. So like I said, let's continue on with our stippling. That's what this is called. Where you just, a series of dots. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference. And it's kind of mesmerizing. Oh, I did some down here in this chimney. That was kind of cool. And just kind of let it trail out. Don't have a definite start and stop. You know what I mean? I kind of did it here in this scallopy roof too. I painted it light gray and then I went kind of like little swoops of dark gray and then I went over it with my pen and now I'm coming back in with my stippling. All of those little steps will make a difference in your painting. So if you do not have that was one, yes, I wanted to talk about that. If you do not have watercolor paints, if you do not have an art journal, you know what? I bet you have a notebook, a spiral notebook, or a composition book, or copy paper out of your copier. You can make art anywhere. I just want people to make art. So please don't let any of that hinder you. If you feel like I don't have the right supply, you know what? You're fine. You're fine. You might have to raid your kids' art supplies and dig out their watercolors. Or next time you run to the grocery store, they almost always have some kind of watercolor. So you might think about that. I'm not willing to go to Target because that's an insane asylum. Everybody's searching for underwear, for toilet paper, but if you're brave, you could do that. Like I said, you could also order them from any of the local scrapbook stores in your area. Let's see. Oh, Ellison, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad you're going to just make art. Oh, I love that, Lenora. I'm glad you're still down here. Hey, Lori, I've been missing ya. I feel like I'm just being a blabbermouth. Somebody ask me a question or tell me about a TV show or good gravy, something. I do need some more Diet Coke, though, I will say. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a Diet Coke drinker. My kitchen kind of keeps, like, I always do videos up here because it's the place where I have the best light in my house, but it kind of is getting dark. Oh, look at these. These look amazing. Do you see what that little bit of stippling does? So good. So good. So down here will probably be a little bit dark. Here, like this little eave, that might be kind of dark in there. So I'm just going to be do a little bit of stippling in there. This chimney, again, I'm just going to let it kind of, here. And then once you start painting, paint whatever colors you want. Paint cheerful colors and things that make you happy. You know? Paint colors that a house normally wouldn't be. You can do whatever you ding dang please. And remember to follow me on Instagram this week because I'll do some more little art journaling videos on IGTV, on my IGTV channel. But I won't have music playing in the background. I learned my lesson with that. I got a message from Instagram that said they would not let me post my video because they could hear the artist and and that music was owned by Sony. I just had the radio on. It wasn't anything crazy. But it wasn't Elton John Keeley. It was ELO. So maybe ELO has, can you hold up the camera? Oh, so you can see with the there. Does everybody see that? Well, I have Elton John on, but he's very, very, very low volume until I'm done with you guys. And then you know what? Then I'll crank it up. Ooh, Mrs. Maisel is amazing. You know what? I'm Catholic and my husband's Jewish. And his dad and their whole family, that's kind of the way their life was back in the day. So, there, Tessa, can you see does it help? The stippling? Let's see if I hold it up here. So just in the places where it's already kind of dark, you're just going to little by little add little bits. I don't know, Keels. Maybe I just didn't have it on loud when it was Elton John. Because if it's on loud, I might sing. I told you back in the day, Jackie Ratajek and I, we had to learn all the words to all the songs on each album before we could open up a new album. There, does that help? Is that better? Does everybody kind of get what stippling is now? But do you see how it kind of adds more dimension? Happy Easter, Sue! How in the heck are you and Tommy? I hope that you have a great Easter too. You know, that big guy, he knows that, he knows what's what. Oh no, is it raining there? Hey, Cher, hearts and likes, hearts and likes. Let's see. you know what? I could set this one aside and start painting more on this one. If everybody is okay with that. Let's see. He is out in the garage. That will come as no surprise to you, Sue. I told him he was kind of kicked out for a little bit today. I think he's just fine with that. His garage is, you know, that's kind of his sanctuary. Let's see. I got this blue, and I could do blue right here. And make that like a opposite, like a yellow daisy on that one. Look pretty with that yellow house. So just take your time. And if you go over a line, it's okay. I promise. Be nice to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your friend. I hope everybody will post pictures of their little home skyline on the website, on the Facebook page, because I would love to see. It inspires me. Okay, let's see. That's pretty. Lori, I'm using your cup. Well, the paint water actually has pens in it, but the not paint water has paint water in it right now. But I thought you'd like to know. So let's see. We could, This one I was thinking might be cool, like kind of rainbowy. So let's start with some red. Some washy red down here. And some orange. And we can come in and do a little more detail in a bit if we want. Or we can just leave it kind of painterly. You know what? It's our painting. We can do it however we want. So I'm just going to do some washy color right now. And then I'll come in and do a little stronger color in a minute. Like after this is dried, I will come in and green. Isn't that green pretty? So springy. Is it spring where everyone is? Arizona, it's always kind of hard to explain. You know what? It seems like it's always spring here. I'm going to use this light blue first because I just kind of like it. And then I'll go, so I'll use this as my blue in my Roy G. Biv. I hope everybody just gets playful and, you know, has a good time. Now let's use a darker blue. Sorry about that. Oh, that's a little too dark. Oh well. Make it work. So remember what I said, if you have a little bit too much, you can come in with your paper towel and just suck up off the extra, like barely touch it, right? Watercolor is like the most forgiving of all paints, I think. So you can, do the blue. Now we'll do purple. And it's okay if they kind of bleed together. Give that rainbowy, funky feel. And then let's end with pink, because why not? I'm going to carefully go up. In between those scallops. So let's just let that dry. I'm loving that. I'm loving how that turned out. I am using, what watercolors am I using? I'm kind of using a whole bunch of different ones. I'm using, what did I do with it? I'm using the classics and, tropicals and currants from Prima Watercolor Confections. I'm also using, what did I do with it? This cheap set of Crayolas, because look at the beautiful colors. So it's Crayola washable, 16 colors. You know what? I just like what I like. How's everybody doing? Are they painting? I'm digging that rainbow house. Oh, you know, so what am I going to do with the roof? Feeling like I want to make that kind of rainbowy too, but should I do it opposite? I don't know. Because I did such light colors, I feel like I can come back with and do a little second layer, like the red. The red is barely there, so let's come back in. I'm kind of digging that. Ooh, very nice, Lauren. I didn't think about that. So Lauren is using her Zig Clean Color markers, which can be used as watercolors also, because any water-based product like distress crayons, distress markers, Zig markers, Tombow markers, watercolors, distress ink pads, those can all be made into watercolor. So if you have a distress ink pad, you're just going to get your craft mat out here, and you're just going to squish your ink pad on the you can't see what I'm doing here. You're going to squish your distress ink pad on your craft mat, and then spritz it with water, and then you have watercolor. So just think about that. If you feel like you don't have watercolors, you might have other things that can be used, right? Or you could color these all with colored pencils. I have all kinds of colored pencils too. So I like to use colored pencils to add final details. So like I might come in with some colored pencils and add some little squiggles. And again, just barely, just start to like slowly build those layers. Slowly build those layers. Like just a little bit. That little bit is going to add dimension. In between. And I will tell you that my colored pencils are just like my watercolors. both of these big tins of of colored pencils run the gamut. I have Faber-Castell. I have some polychromos in here. I have some Derwent. I have Prismacolor. That's what I mostly have, are Prismacolor Premieres. I have some from Reeves. I have some Crayolas. I have some of those terrible rose art ones, but it might be the perfect color that I need. Again, you know what? I just like what I like. So if it's the perfect turquoise that I need, or whatever, I will buy that pack of colored pencils at back to school time. You know what I mean? How's everybody doing? Oh, if it's pouring at your house, Chrissy Wilhelm, then it's going to be pouring here soon. I would be anxious. Hey, Leela, how are you? I'm anxious to hear how your zigs are working, Lauren. That would be interesting to know. Hey, Evie from across the pond, how are you, my darling? She is Jeff's cousin, and she is just about the most darling girl in the whole wide world. I don't deny myself any cuteness, Keely. Well, Tessa, my favorite mediums are whatever's in front of me. But mostly I like water-based things because I like to move them. I do like Copic markers, but I'm not as proficient with them. But I do like the blendability. I think that's, for me, the thing is I like to blend. And I like to create dimension. So I'm going to come in with this green. I just took a gander at this little greenhouse, and it needs a little help over here. So I'm just going to start to add a little bit more green down the side, little by little. And then you're just going to kind of work it out. It's kind of like everything, I think. You just work that color out. So it might feel a little harsh right now, but then I'm going to wash my brush off and then dry it on my paint cloth, and then I'm just gonna, like I said, do you see how I'm just gonna work it into the color that's kind of settled, and then it's gonna soften that edge. I do love you, Marissa. I hope you're painting today. Did you make some lemonade with Lucinda's lemons? I'm going to do that today. So I'm adding a little bit of green up in between those scallops because that's going to add some dimension. Oh, I forgot to do some right here beside this door. Wash, dry it off, and then work that out. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. It was delicious. Hey, Debbie Miller. What would I suggest for, let's see. What would I suggest for beginnings to get better at watercoloring? Tips and tricks. Well, the biggest tip and trick, just start. And don't expect perfection from yourself. Be kind to yourself because you're just learning it. So, a child doesn't learn how to ride a bike first time out. Just be kind to yourself, and just the biggest hint I can give you about watercolors is start with really watery, washy layers, like a thin. Hey, Lucinda, I was just talking about your lovely lemons. Just start out with really light, washy layers of color. Like do a washy layer of color, not too watery, but just a light wash of color. Let that dry, and then continue to build, and that you'll be so happy. You'll be so happy. And you know what? It is true. The better watercolors that you buy, the nicer your application will be. But don't let that inhibit you from painting. Like I said, I just had an artsy day at my friend Jeannie's house, and we did the she had these washable watercolors from Crayola, and I'm telling you, they have made all the difference. Like, I've just using them like nobody's business now. Let's see. I think I'm going to make the center of this daisy orange. Like super bright orange. Just let that dry. But then I could come down here. And start to build out from this side. Does that answer the question? Tessa, I think that might be helpful. Let's make this house pink. Let's make the castle pink. Why wouldn't we, for pity's sake? Marissa, what color should I make the balcony on the castle? Shall I make it green? Purple? What do you think? I hope everybody's just painting away. Oh, I'm starting to hear a couple little drops of rain outside my window. Oh, you know what? This is so lovely to just be able to have an artsy day with my pals. It is kind of lonely around here, I will say. I'm almost done with the castle. Marissa, what color do you think? Purple. All right. Ooh, I'm glad you added in, Miss Alyssa. I wondered if you were creating. You're such a creative girl. I was hoping that you would. All right. Let's see. Let's get some purple. Some more water. Is everybody making their cityscapes kind of funky, or are you trying to be realistic? I hope you're going with funky. You know why? Because if it's funky, you don't feel the need to be precise or that it has to look a certain way. It can be whatever you want. You can have a pink castle in the middle of your town with a purple balcony. You can have a rainbow house. You can have a house with a big flower on it. You can have 3 houses with flowers on them. You can have whatever you want. Okay, we're almost at an hour and a half. So, are we feeling like we're ready to Ooh, yay, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're doing funky. I like it too, Barbara. I like funky and miserable. Whimsical too. So how's everybody feeling? We're at an hour and a half. I went 15 minutes past my last. I said we'd go to 1:15, and here we are at 1:30. Let me know how you're doing. I love that, Lucinda. I love that you're... Hey, Maria, how are you? I love that you painted things all different colors. Because they should be, for crying out loud. Ask Jordan. I bet you she would tell you the truth. I bet you she'd tell you the same. I'm going to have to change out my watercolor water here. It's getting a little gross. Ooh, Ellen, gold. Ooh. Tessa, didn't we get those, what were those sparkly paints that we got? That was a shimmering lights or something. That might be kind of cool. All right, I got a different kind of pink over here. If I make that really watery, I could make the roof this color. I hope those girls are painting a castle. Lauren. Shimmering lights, that's right. I'm not going to go 2 hours, Lenora. Oh, Lucinda, have you used your sprocket? That's funny. I'm thinking so too, Lynn. Let's just, maybe we'll go about 5 more minutes and then we'll drop off and then, we'll say goodbye and, then I will continue painting because I am just talking to myself over here. We'll keep painting and then everybody, please share what you've created and then, so we can kind of keep it going. So paint and post and paint and post and I will too. And then we will continue to, make art together. Let's get artsy, girls. This is the perfect time. I don't think we have any boys on here today. Seth was on here. Thanks for the heart, Miss Maria. Adriana did an Easter theme house. Oh, that's a great idea. Thanks so much, Trisha. Thank you, Keels. I'm so glad you had fun because I did too. And it made me feel like I was able to be with my artsy friends. Thanks, Stephanie. I will try, if you ask questions and I didn't cover them, I will go back and read through and see if I can answer any more. And I will also post the things that I said I would. Thanks so much. Let's get artsy.